Hello and welcome to Pelicans Report, a show devoted to news about the New Orleans Pelicans and the NBA. I'm Jimmy Smith, Pelicans columnist for NOLA.com and the Times-Picayune, and I'm joined today by Pelicans beat writer John Reid. And John, on Monday night against the Washington Wizards, we saw the return of shooting guard Eric Gordon, who's back from a torn left labrum, and the Pelicans were coming off the most dominant win of the year on Friday night, considering the opponent, just crushing the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, I thought that was one of their better overall performances on both ends of the floor. Defensively, they held them to 83 points, and you're talking about a Houston Rocket team that came into that game as it was allowing only about 93 points a game, and this team scored 111 points. By far, overall, they attacked this team. The bench scored 59 points, and that's the way you play these contending teams. I mean, you hold James Harden to 11 points. He came in leading the league and scoring 27.7 points per game, and they just put pressure on this team on both ends of the floor, and this team has to bottle that and do it on a consistent basis each game.
Well, that's the key, a consistent basis, and they have not done that. No more than 2 wins in a row this entire season. It could have been 3 wins in a row had the Omar Ashik tip-in not gone in for the Spurs that pushed that game into overtime on New Year's Eve night. But the Rockets were just so bad defensively right here. Kevin McHale subs out his entire starting 5 90 seconds into the third quarter.
And actually, he stood in front of us on courtside and was screaming at his players about the fin. And he was very upset throughout that game on the effort that he got from his team. And you look at the Pelicans, they went to Houston about 2 weeks ago, pulled out a 99-90 victory against Houston, held them to 90 points, obviously. But I think Houston is one of those teams that's going to probably make a deep playoff run, and it's kind of amazing that this team could put it together. I mean, they got the talent to put things together and compete against a top team like Houston. And like you said, it just got to do it more often and on a consistent basis.
Now, against the Wizards on Monday night, Eric Gordon obviously rusty. He was 2 of 8 from the field, had some difficulty launching his shot, and I really think there's going to be some problems rotationally now with this team now that Eric has come back. We didn't see Luke Babbitt or Jimmer Fredette at all in the second half Monday night.
Yeah, that's something that's Monty got to work out to. I always feel that you have to use all your guys. I mean, you have to find out who has the hot hand and to go with that play. I thought he did that a little bit last night. I mean, Jimmer Fredette really didn't have it last night, but there's been games where he's had it. But you have to give him an opportunity to play. I think the rotation is going to change. Obviously, you got to have Tyreke Evans in that starting lineup. I think Luke Babbitt role to change. And Eric Gordon, I mean, he played 32 minutes and hadn't played a game since November the 22nd. So he's going to eat up minutes from that bench for the Austin Rivers and the Jimmer Fredettes. But it's all about production. If he's productive and he can put the ball in the bucket and defend, I mean, you have to warrant your minutes. And if he's that capable of doing the things that needed to be done, then you have to give him those minutes. But I don't think you just give a guy minutes just because, he's been in the league for 5 years and has a reputation as a scorer. If he's not producing, then you cut those minutes. But I don't think you forsake your bench just because you got to get someone in there because he started 12 games before he was injured. So he has to utilize that bench and if they're productive, you got to play them. If they're not productive, limit the minutes.
Well, this January tour of the Eastern Conference begins Wednesday night in Charlotte against the Hornets, then one Western Conference game on Friday night against the Memphis Grizzlies, and then just a lot of games against the East where if the Pelicans want to be a contending team, now's the time for them to make a move. Well, John, thanks. We'll see if the Pelicans can feast on the East and the rest of the way the rest of the Western Conference seems to be doing. That wraps up today's show. Join us on Thursday when we look at the Pelicans game against the Charlotte Hornets. I'm Jimmy Smith. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.